my channel. My name is Faidat for those that are joining in for the first time, and today we're doing a tutorial on Canva. Like I've said in my previous video, I'm going to be doing some Canva tutorials, and I feel this one is something that you don't want to miss out. I'm going to be showing you how you can create some very fancy designs with text in Canva. Make your design come out. So I'm going to be getting this result at the end of the day. Yes, this is what I'm going to be getting, and I want you guys to try as much as possible to follow through with me. If you have to pause the video, anything you have to do just to get the points that I'm trying to make, please do that. And I hope that you guys can, at the end of the day, learn one or two things out of this video. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please click on that red button down below and also the bell button right beside it. And don't forget, this tutorial is basically for free users. If your Canva is not a pro version, you're free, you can still do this, because I'm going to be using a free account for Canva to get this result that you guys are seeing here. So guys, let's get right into this video. So if you're using Canva for the first time, I'm going to leave the link to Canva in my description. So just go to canva.com or click on the description link and go to create a design. Under create a design, you're going to be seeing suggested sizes that you can use. You can just choose Instagram post. For this particular design, we'll be using Instagram post. And so one of the things that we have is a plain background right now. I'm going to be starting with ensuring that we use a very fancy background. So I'm going to be searching for gradient, and I'm going to be selecting the type of gradient I want. So I want graphics because I want to be able to change the colors. So I'm going to click on graphics just right up here and pick any of the graphics designs that I want, that I think works very fine for the design I want to make, so that I can easily just edit the picture. So I'm going to be going with this one here, this particular one. So I am going to adjust the size to fit in exactly the size of my background. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is, I don't really like these colors that it has, and I'm going to be changing the colors to a more fancy color. So you can always change the colors from here. You can always choose a color that sits well with you. I'm going to be going with that, and then I'm going to be changing the second one again as the second color, because this is having a free color. And then I'm going to be changing the last one. Yeah, I'm using touch of gold all through. Okay, this seems like too dark, so I'm just going to adjust this. Okay, so another thing I'm going to do is, I really like the way it is, but I want to adjust it a bit more. So I'm going to kind of like really change this. I'm going to rotate it and increase the size for them to fit directly how I want it to fit. This is, yes, I think I like it better like this. So I like it better like this. So the next thing I'm going to do is, I am going to be bringing in some of the things that I'm going to be using for this. So this actually looks like something I would use, and I'm going to be using that for the probably just use it as something that looks like the logo or just an icon on there. So the next thing I'm going to be showing you is how I'm going to be creating some of the things that's going to be on the design. So I'm going to go and search for dotted circle. So I'm going to look at the options I have here. You can see some of the dotted circles we have here are animated, while some are not. Like for instance, this is not animated, and you can also change the color. So I can easily just change the color to white. So because I would really want it to be white, and I can always change the transparency of this however I want. So I can do this, right? But I mean, I don't want to use this, so I'm going to be creating my own dotted design that I want myself. So I'm going to click on this particular one, change the color again to white, because white sits very well on my design. So I'm going to now do this. I'm going to click on the, ensure that you are clicking on the circle, and then press Ctrl D to duplicate and adjust the size. So I'm creating a different design from the design we already have there. So I'm going to do this continuously until I get the accurate design that I want. Okay, this is the design I wanted to create. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to really select all the design. So first I'm going to really pin this down. Okay, so now I am going to really select all of this. Selecting all of these, I can now group them together. So you can see that because I pinned the background down, I can easily just select everything on the background without selecting the background itself. So now I can now adjust it however I want and paste it wherever. I can even duplicate this by clicking on Ctrl D. So I can duplicate, I can always recreate. So and I can just pick them and put them anywhere I want, just for them to sit there. So the next thing I'm going to be showing you is the actual thing that we can also select animated elements and adjust them however you want. And at the end of the day, when you're downloading, you're going to be downloading a PNG version of this regardless of the animation. So we can always do this instead of creating stuff ourselves. So the next thing is there is so because I'm using the free version, like I said in my intro, I am limited to some certain elements that I can use. So that is why you can see that I have some elements I would want to use, but I won't use them because of the limitation. So the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to now go back to text. So going back to text now, I am going to create a new text. So now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using the new month, which is October, to create this design. So I'm going to be going with O. So O is the letter that starts October. So we're going to increase the size of O, and we're going to try as much as possible to put all our edits on O. Then we would then duplicate the edit. But normally this is what I would do if I wasn't going to, that's really going to be like a lot of work. I would have just waited all the alphabets down, like I could do O and C, right? So I do that and then we can continue, but that's not what I want to do. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this off, this C right here. I'm going to delete it off. This O, I am going to change the font to, yes, I love this one. I'm going to be using this particular font for this design. And then the next thing I'm going to be doing, putting in mind that we are just going to be editing our text, like putting in mind that it's the design is majorly the text right here. So you can see this effects button here. This is amazing, and this is what we're going to be using for this particular edit. So we're going to go to shadows, and on those shadows we can actually see that immediately we click on shadow, there is already a shadow right there. But then the color of the shadow is white, so we're going to be changing that to black. So after changing to black, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to really increase the transparency. We don't want it to be that transparent, right? So the next thing again we're going to do is we want it to be blur. It's really sharp the way it is right now, and we would really blur it out like that. So you keep doing that until you get what you want, right? And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to direction. So right now, looking at the screen, you'll see that it is on your right. So the next thing we're going to do is really change the direction of it to your left. So changing the direction just means that we have to push this a bit. Then the next thing we're going to do is really adjust the offset. Okay, so that done now. Okay, I'm just going to do this. Okay, now we're done with the O. Then what next do we have to do? We're going to be adding the other alphabets. So to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this O. I'm going to adjust it first. After adjusting the size, then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate it to create the other alphabets. So we have OC. So, and what I want to show is I'm going to move this O a bit up, and then for us to get the kind of design we want, we're going to do like this and ensure that the alphabets are almost kissing themselves. So it looks as if they are actually on themselves. Well, that is because of the shadow that we've actually put in place. So now it looks like the C is on the O. So that when you get that, yes, I guess you are on point. Then the next thing we want to do is really finish up on the alphabet, on the spelling of October. So we're going to just duplicate this and continue the same thing. So have duplicates, and right here we're bringing it down and we're putting Tor. Okay, we're putting Tor, then we have T, and then we duplicate the T to create our another O. So this O, we're going to really adjust it to a bit so it looks like the O is on this T, just like that. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do the remaining alphabets, which is here, duplicates, and just ensure that you are arranging them the way you want. And then I'm going to be doing B, and then I'm going to duplicate this to create key. So ensure that, remember to adjust your alphabet so it looks like they are actually on top of each other. And then the next thing I'm going to do is, we already have this. So what else to do? We're going to create R. So for R, I'm going to duplicate the E, and then I'm going to be putting my R somewhere here. So I am going to really increase the font size of the R. So guys, this is it. This is what I was trying to achieve. So we can always increase it so that it fill up all the space, right? We can always do that. Then we have this. So the next thing we're going to do is, since we're done with this, we're going to really arrange them. Okay, so I'm going to try as much as possible to remove this guy here, or I'm going to first spin it so it's easy for me to move around. So I'm going to go to pin it there, then we'll bring this here. So we have this, then we can now select all of this together so we can move it around. Okay, we're yet to do that. So let's go. You can now select everything together and then move them, positioning them however you want. So I'm going to do this, and then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just add a few texts without normal text that doesn't have any edits to it. So we're going to just go back to this our text and just put okay, we're going to bring it down here, and then we'll be putting happy new month. So yes guys, so this is it. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm really going to adjust the size, and of course probably just change the font. We can use this, we can use another font entirely just to make it, you know, spice things up. So using this, we already have this. So another thing I'm going to be doing is, you see this guy that we created earlier, I'm just going to be drawing it here, and probably just, you know, here I can unlock this one and duplicate so I can move it around. That's it guys. Okay, that's it for this video. I hope you guys really learned one or two things, and if you do, please don't forget to leave in the comment section what you think about the video, what you learned, and also if there is other tutorials regarding Canva that you want me to do, I will definitely do that. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do that by clicking on that red button down below, and also the bell button right beside it so you get notified anytime I post new videos. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.